Actually, muchacho, I poured the soy in this cup, but I thought real hard about pouring it in that cup. You know, in my mind's eye or whatever.
What are you talking about?
You just drank half and half, baby.
Freeze! Vegan police! Vegan police!
Todd Ingram, you're under arrest for veganity violation. Code number 827. Imbibing a half and half. The de-veganizing's ready. Hit him!
He knows the truth.
Let's wake them up then, shall we?
Well, the revolution will be complete when the language is perfect.
The secret is to move from translation to direct thought to automatic response. No need for self-discipline. Language coming from here, not from here. It's an encouraging thought that by 2050, not a single person will be able to have a conversation like this.
Double plus good, this. Do you know, I don't think there's a single piece of meat in this stew. Looks like meat. Tastes like meat. Isn't meat at all. Double plus good.
The world's first test tube burger has been unveiled.
It's made of the cow cells, it's beef as we know it. But we enhance the color with red beet juice and some saffron. And there is some breadcrumbs and a binder in it, and that's pretty much it.
Looks like meat. Tastes like meat.
All this has got plenty of publicity so far, with the burger being labelled Frankenburger at its worst. Whatever it's called in the future, it could become a choice at the supermarket. A prediction is in 10 years' time.
So, one vegan company is VeganGMO.com. They're in favour of GMOs because, you know, most of the vegan stuff is kind of based on actual real materials, even though it is man-made and synthetic in a sense. These guys want more GMOs, they are pro-GMO. Vegans for a rational look at biotechnology. GE technology can help create alternatives to animal products. For example, insulin used to be obtained from slaughtered animals. Now it is manufactured by genetically modified bacteria. This is dangerous. And they go on to list a whole number of reasons why you should be in support of GMOs and vegan GMOs. And down at the bottom, I think you'll find it interesting, the same philosophy is found from my first vegan video. It's the right thing to do, which is why we're vegan in the first place. A consistent and effective application of our own standards of morality requires a fastidiousness to the truth.
Our challenge was to make a product that would appeal to the hardcore meat lover.
You may remember hearing some of the hype about Beyond Meat and Hampton Creek Foods, two California startups creating plant-based meat and egg analogues respectively that Microsoft founder and richest guy ever, Bill Gates, took a significant monetary interest in. So the world's first lab-grown burger is eaten in London, and this was in 2013. One food expert said it was close to meat but not that juicy. Sergey Brin, co-founder of Google, has been revealed as the project's mystery backer.
We wanted to have a product that would deliver all the pleasures that people get from eating meat without any of the baggage. No cholesterol, antibiotics, hormones, E. coli.
This is basically 99% of the secret to meat flavor. Heme is the molecule that makes meat taste like meat. It's the reason why meat tastes like nothing else. It's the reason why red meat, which has more heme, to most people tastes meatier than white meat.
Tastes like blood. Like it's like a diluted...
The way to get people to care about animal welfare is to reduce the stakes for them. And that actually what we need to do is change their behavior first. Change their behavior first.
Room 101.
And when they're not dependent on animal products, you know, for their pleasure, they'll be much more open-minded to recognizing, you know, what the consequences are for the animals.
I think probably by now most people know that animal farming is the single biggest environmental threat in the world today. It's using more than 1/3 of every square inch of land on the planet. That's an area bigger than North and South America combined.
For animal farming.
Just for animal farming, and it's growing rapidly because of the increasing demand in Asia.
Comrades, our first 5-month plan is a farm-wide triumph. And the time has come to spread the glorious news so that our downtrodden comrades on other farms will break their chains and join the animal revolution. Oh, tell the wonders of Animal Farm to the world!
The internet gives us the power to share a message with people from all over the world. It is a tool that when used effectively can expose injustices that were previously hidden and raise awareness for any issue that we choose to focus on. Living at this time, you have an amazing opportunity to do something. The ripples we make are infinite. Never underestimate the difference you can make through your simple actions. Be a part of the vegan revolution. Believe the world can change. Be the change.
You are the people of the new social order. Describe to me what that social order would be like.
Well, I think it would take on its own momentum. What we would see is nature taking its course, because that's all we stand for, is to let nature dictate.
We feel that the best way to change the world into a satanic arena is by having strong individuals in different areas do their own individual work. I believe that animals should be protected by humans, as it is our duty as the inheritors of the earth to protect the ecology, to protect wildlife, and satanic ecology is forefront on our agenda.
The way to get people to care about animal welfare, actually what we need to do is change their behavior first.
Black magic, and again it's a question of semantics, I would define as the use of will and ritual combined to create change in the world without any restraint on what that change might be.
Believe the world can change. Be the change.
So the Vegan Society, how did they come about? Well, coining the term vegan, 1944. During a visit to London in 1931, Mahatma Gandhi, who joined the Vegetarian Society's executive committee, he gave a speech to the society arguing that it ought to promote a meat-free diet as a matter of ethics, not health. In August 1944, several members asked that a section of the Society's newsletter to be devoted to non-dairy vegetarianism. When the request is turned down, Donald Watson set up a new quarterly newsletter, Vegan News. In November 1944, he chose the word vegan himself. World Vegan Day is held every 1st of November to mark the Society's creation. day was established in 1994 by Lewis Wallace, then president and chair of the Vegan Society. Wallace said, "We knew the society had been founded in November 1944, but didn't know the exact date, so I decided to go for the 1st of November, partly because I liked the idea of this date coinciding with Samhain, Halloween, and the Day of the Dead, traditional times for feasting and celebration. Don't forget human sacrifice. So, is there anything else to be known about the 1st of November? Yes, there is. Check this out. This is the Open Scroll, and this is a list of satanic holidays. November the 1st. Satanist High, holy day related to Halloween, blood, human sacrifice, any age, male or female. So they get it to look like a normal meal. It looks like normal meat, and they have all these different, you know, they got the chicken one, they got the beef one, the duck one, you know. If you're vegan, why do you want to eat something that looks like the meat? They lull you in, they draw you in with something that looks normal, and it's going to end up in a really bad place. It's going to end up getting more and more synthetic, and there's a lot of disturbing predictive programming and movies that have covered this that take it to places where it's actually made out of human tissue. And if you think that's just conspiracy theory, I have to let you know that we're already there. On my first video about the vegan Satan thing, one of my viewers left this link here, so thanks Marie. Let's check this out. Milk-free cheese made using human DNA strands. iGEM Group said it found a way to make cheese proteins using genetic sequences found in mammals. Some of the DNA strands are from humans because the developers hope milk proteins made from our own species will mean less chance of allergic reactions. It claims that the product is the first vegan cheese rather than a cheese substitute. We optimised the genes to use in yeast and synthesise the resulting yeast milk protein DNA from scratch. So they're already attempting to make these fake foods out of human biological material. Are you comfortable with that? Do you want to chow down on your neighbour? You know, of course you don't, because it's disgusting, right? You wouldn't be a cannibal. So what do? They market it to you in such a way that you accept it and you don't even give it a second thought. You know, first they make the meal look as if it's like a normal meal, and then eventually it'll be stuff like this and it'll be made from humans.
Oh, what a bleak, horrible future we live in!
Don't you mean present?
Right, present. Anyway, can I get you some Soylent Green?
Isn't that made of people?
Oh, here we go.
So, Soylent Green, sci-fi movie from the 70s, starring Charlton Heston. It's the year 2022. People are still the same. They'll do anything to get what they need, and they need Soylent Green.
Soylent Green! Soylent Green, a classic ingredient of gourmet cooking. And the battle is on.
One Soylent Green, hold the butter.
Soylent Green.
How many bulls must my grandfather kill?
Oh, she's so cute.
We'll bring you the bull's heart, sweetie.
I'm swimming in my own Soylent waste. It's a good thing.
The Challenger's ugly food has shown us that even hideous things can be sweet on the inside.
The 20th century's industrialisation leaves the world overcrowded, polluted and stagnant. In 2022, with 40 million people in New York City, homeless people fill the streets, many are unemployed. The few lucky ones with jobs are only barely scraping by. Any of this sounding familiar? And food and working technology is scarce. Most of the population survives on rations produced by the Soylent Corporation.
What is the secret of Soylent Green?
This bottle of Soylent contains 3 familiar macronutrients: protein, carbohydrates, and fat. Your body needs all 3, and we chose the sources of our macronutrients carefully. from soy, we extract protein isolate, a form of high-quality protein removed from the other elements of the soybean.
I think you should have to take a different oath.
Everyone takes the same oath. Welcome to the club number 908.
INVSOC, the Invercargill Vegan Society. Vegan welcome to Invercargill sign. The Lions Club have allowed us to add an INVSOC potluck sign alongside Freemasons. We are delighted that veganism is now in the mainstream, at least so far as secret societies go. Underneath the Freemason sign with the square and compass logo, the V, the V, the V for victory, V for vendetta, V for vegan. It's not about your diet, it's about the philosophy, the ideology that you can change the world and force other people to join in. You're calling evil what God has declared good. He himself has sanctioned the use of animals for food after the flood of Noah. However, the original diet of the human being, Adam and Eve, was a vegan diet. Once the flood came, the use of animals for meat and food was sanctioned by God himself. However, the Bible does speak clearly about cruelty to animals. The vegan paradise that your heart desires will happen in the future. In this fallen world, sin requires death, and only when Jesus Christ returns will all things be made new. There shall be no more death, there shall be no more sorrow, and there shall be no more tears. So if you're a vegan, everything that you desire will be given to you. The planet that you want to see shall be a reality through Jesus Christ. Accept him today and be baptized in his name and receive the kingdom of heaven, where death will be no more, and receive the free gift of eternal life through Jesus Christ alone.